Yes guys, we're up early, the dogs are scranning their breakfast, but I'm buzzing. Despite waking up a little bit iffy after a couple of points last night, I've had my Weetabix and I'm raring to go for the 12:30 PM kickoff, PM kickoff between Aston Villa and Brighton. It should be a good game. Both Villa and Brighton are scoring lots of goals, playing some lovely football, and I hope that translates on the pitch today at Villa Park. I've already made an appearance at Villa Park this season. We saw Villa play Everton, and don't worry if you're a subscriber of the channel and a fellow Manchester United fan, because next week we're off to Manchester United versus Brentford at Old Trafford. I could have gone this week in the end. I tried for tickets between Man United and Crystal Palace, couldn't get any. So when my mum asked me, let's go and watch Villa, I said, yeah, right, I want to see some Premier League football. And then my brother messaged me, said there's some tickets available. But hey ho, hi ho, Aston Villa. And away we go now, baby. Let's crack on. Right then guys, so the plan now is to fly down the M5, just pull off in a lay-by somewhere, abandon the car, jump in my parents' car, then head up to Villa Park. Obviously get a pie and some scran, maybe even a pint. It's going to be an exciting day for me. I did a poll this past week asking who do you guys support, and over 50% of you do support Manchester United. So although I've got a slightly clarity coloured t-shirt on and some blue jeans, I'm blending in with the Villa crowd. You know where my loyalties lie. That said, I'm looking forward to today. Let's go. Right, so we just pulled up. Predictions today, I'm going to go for Aston Villa 2, Brighton 2. What are you going to go for, Dave?
I'm afraid I'm going 1-1, Ollie Watkins to score.
Ollie Watkins to score. Brighton going to take the lead, and
yeah, I think Brighton will take the lead with Ollie equalising probably 65-70 minutes.
Fair shout, fair shout. I'm going to say Brighton will take the lead, Villa will go 2-1 up, and then Brighton will pull it back and it'll be 2-2. What are you saying, Mum?
Well, I think Villa are going to win 3-2. 3-2. It'll be a very late goal.
Late goal, Ollie Watkins?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Cool. It's going to be a good game, lots of goals. We're going to come back after the game, sat here, and we're going to be like, it's 0-0. It's been crap. Let's go. Right guys, so I've always loved Villa Park. It's a proper old school stadium and they seem to be a dying breed at the moment. Obviously Everton are going to be moving stadiums next season. We're going to lose Goodison. Villa Park has just got that charm, that character, and I've always enjoyed going there, and I always enjoy seeing Peter Crouch. That Peter Crouch. Obviously a former Villa player, didn't quite make it at Villa, but he was there with TNT Sports with Jules Breach. Looking good, and yeah, great to see Crouchy in person. I literally seen him in the distance and I thought I've got to get some footage of that Peter Crouch. I'm a bit tight, I don't pay for TNT Sports, so it's nice to watch a game that is on TNT Sports. But anyway, this game was rather intriguing for me because the last time I saw Brighton play was all the way back in 1997 when I watched Hereford versus Brighton and the loser would get relegated from the Football League. Unfortunately for me, that turned out to be Hereford United back in 97, and look where Brighton are all the way now in 2023. Villa, beautiful little atmosphere. You know, it was quite an early game, 12:30 kickoff, so I only went with a cheeky little half point. Got in the stadium early, again, such a charming looking ground. Just look at that, a proper old school British stadium. Loads of fond memories, even as a United fan. Maybe not so much in this grey shirt, but obviously, as I mentioned in the last video, that Ryan Giggs run against Arsenal in the semi-final replay of the FA Cup back in '99 on the way to a United treble. But in terms of Villa, obviously my mum being a Villa fan, I've always had a slight... They've always kind of been my second club. I've been many a time. It was good to see Brighton. There's Matoma right at the front. I love the pyrotechnics that they do at Villa Park. I'm not sure how many grounds in the Premier League do them, but a real good atmosphere. And it was a little bit nippy, so that pyro definitely warmed the place up. And there we go. Oh God, look at the state of us. So onto the pitch. I said in the last video, I love how the Premier League play that Premier League theme tune. It's really, really generic, and they're trying to create that kind of Champions League feel. But for me, it's nowhere near the Champions League theme tune. Nah, 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 nah. Not really doing it for me, but a great atmosphere, as you can see, lots of singing. There was the Brighton fans, so again, similar seats to when we watched Villa versus Everton. We're quite near the away fans, and I thought Brighton might be a little bit quiet. They're not, you know, your typical loudmouth kind of, how do I say this without offending anyone? I thought they would be a little bit quieter, but they gave it some. Obviously that tapered off pretty soon, considering the result. But fair play to Brighton fans, you were on a roll leading into this game. As soon as De Zerbi came out, that's one thing we did notice as well. Like, lots of Premier League managers will stay in, you know, in the changing rooms during the warm-up. De Zerbi was there right amongst the warm-up, and fair play. Obviously didn't really work out to his advantage. But there you go, look, they line up as if they're just about to do a Champions League final, but they're not. Never kicking off for the Premier League. These boys in front of us were loving it. Great Villa supporters. Absolutely, you'll see as this footage goes on, loving the game, as you should do at a football game. And as I said, I've got this United grey shirt on. Not such good memories for United in this shirt at Villa Park. We lost the opening game of the season in 95-96 when we were told, here we go, on the break, cuts in, oosh, no, going wide. Villa played some beautiful football. It really caught me off guard. Obviously, we made our predictions going into that game. Here's Villa's first goal. Boosh. First goal, there we go. We made our predictions before the game. We did not see this coming. This 6-1 came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone saw it coming. But it just shows us, as attacking a team Brighton are, they're obviously going to leave themselves open here and there. See some of the Villa fans giving the Brighton fans some stick. In quick succession, the second goal. We all thought Watkins scuffed it, but he managed to sneak it in. I can't remember his name. The Brighton goalie was absolutely awful. I know Sanchez has gone to Chelsea this season. Brighton's keeper, just, I know he made a howler a couple of weeks ago and they recovered and won 3-1, but terrible, terrible goalie Brighton have. Maybe this is a misjudgment, but within this game, not just because of the 6-1 scoreline, I wasn't impressed at all by a Brighton goalie. Just didn't seem with it. Just seemed like, who do I compare him to? Like, it seemed like Taibbi for Man U back in the early 2000s. Just, you know, he's gonna have an absolute howler. So there we go. So yeah, the Brighton fans tapered off here. Villa fans loving it. Who wouldn't at this point? Yeah, there we go. Nice nice polite gestures there amongst the Villa fans to the Brighton fans. Fair play. This wasn't a sellout. You can see a few empty seats in the corner. I mean, I do think for the big games, if Villa were to fill out Villa Park, you know, fill in the corners, for big games, Villa wouldn't have any problem filling that stadium. You know, they're a big club. Villa are a sleeping giant, and it's nice. You know, it's nice to see my mum happy because finally, you know, she's been through the relegations over the past 10 years, and she's seeing a really good Villa side. Unai Emery, a cracking manager. This is why it was intriguing. You had De Zerbi versus Emery, and obviously Emery came out on top. There we go. So in the second half, Brighton got a goal back really quickly. So as awful as Brighton were in the first half, that first sort of half an hour of the second half obviously probably wouldn't be spoke about in the narrative amongst the highlights, but Brighton were really good initially until this went in. Until it went 4-1, Brighton were really pressing. And I think if Brighton had made it 3-2, my prediction of what did I predict? 2-2. I honestly thought that Brighton might creep back into the game. Didn't happen. Ollie Watkins had a great game. It was feisty. You see, the players there rowing. I was really surprised. I was really looking forward to seeing Brighton playing their trademark free-flowing football. Obviously, they hit Manchester United on the counter-attack with their 3-1 win the other week. But Brighton just weren't like that at all. They were actually a little bit, they were leaving tackles on the Villa players. They're a little bit saucy tackles, actually. You know, Brighton were getting stuck in. But that's what you're going to do when you're frustrated and you're losing. What was 5-1. See, we got to the 90th minute and we thought, that's it, 5-1. Let's try and beat the traffic. But no, we went and was completely oblivious that the game was very much still going on. Obviously, injury time goes on for like 10 minutes nowadays. But there we go, guys. That was thoroughly enjoyable game. Anyway, back to you, Roy, on the day. So we just rushed back to the car to get out and avoid the traffic. But everyone had the same idea, and we left at 5-1 and it finished 6-1. Douglas Luiz. So
never missed a goal before.
Yeah, never missed a goal before, but unfortunately we did stay. Nevertheless, my prediction of 2-2 was very, very wrong. Dave's 1-1 was wrong. Mum, you got a Villa win, 3-2.
Yeah,
closest.
Better than that.
Right guys, so I'm back at the football paradise and I've got mixed feelings about today. Obviously going to Villa Park was good fun, trying to avoid the dogs, was good fun, but obviously I've come back on the M5 with Radio 5 Live going and I'm hearing that United are losing 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace. I'm quite relaxed still, I'm like, it's fine, you know, it's early on, we're going to get at least another goal. Or maybe 2 goals, 3 goals, it'll be fine. We're at home to Crystal Palace. Oh no, United have lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. We got onto that in a moment. I'm gonna make my way into the house. A fun day at Villa Park. You know, I was hearing about turmoil internally for Aston Villa because they can't agree on a new badge. You've seen the new Villa logo, the new Villa badge on the kit. They haven't fully committed to it. They've still got the old badge on all their social media and all their branding around the ground. So they've just dipped their toes in. And apparently they released a statement on Instagram saying that they're not feeling too good about how the new badge has been received amongst fans, even though it was voted by the fans, I'm pretty sure. So Villa, turmoil amongst Villa fans as to what the new badge will be next season. And then there's also been stuff about the Castor kit. The Castor kit hasn't been received well by fans. You know, it's showing sweat marks. The quality of Castor's home kit for Villa isn't very good. That is not turmoil. Villa fans, you've got it good at the moment. You've got a fantastic manager. Unai Emery is smashing it. Let's go on into the house, shall we? Unai Emery is smashing it. I was very, very, very shocked as to the result today. Obviously Brighton have been great, apart from that loss against West Ham. Very, very shocked at the result, but I don't think there's a crisis with regards to De Zerbi and Brighton. It's merely a blip. However, as a United fan, Goldbridge here going nuts. We've got serious problems. If you're a United fan and you're worried, let me know in the comments below. Of course you're worried. Are we going to blame the Glazers again? Obviously everything stems from the top. For me, it's a little bit too early for Ten Hag out, but I think we do need to start asking questions. He's obviously got a lot of injuries at the moment. Let me turn Goldbridge down. Just a crazy weekend of Premier League fixtures really. Man City have just lost away to Wolves. Wolves have won at home 2-1 against City. We've seen Luton beat Everton, which probably isn't so much of a shock. Everton are going through a lot of crap at the moment. But as a United fan, I can't help but to know, I'm just wondering, who do we blame now? Who do we really blame? Can we blame Ten Hag? Obviously the Glazers have got to go, we know that. The players today, I mean, they had like 80% possession, Man United, and they still lose. I need to take responsibility as a fan. We still lost at home to Crystal Palace. I don't know what to do. All I know is it's been a long day, it's been a roller coaster ride, and I've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it too, stick that thumbs up. We're going to be visiting, hopefully, over the course of the season, every single Premier League ground. Obviously, so far, apart from pre-season trip to United, we've only actually been to Villa Park. But next week, I don't know if I should look forward to it. We're going to Old Trafford to watch United versus Brentford. Oh, it's going to be a bumpy ride, I know. But we're also going to get to the other 18 grounds this year as well, this season. So let me know what ground we need to go to next. Like I said, let me know what you thought of today's results. And I'll see you very, very soon.